The office was buzzing with its usual drone of keyboards clicking, phones ringing, and the hum of fluorescent lights overhead. But today, something felt off. Alex had noticed it as soon as he walked through the sliding glass doors that morning. His boss, Zara, was behaving. Strangely, Zara wasn't like any other boss. She was an alien. No one in the office knew it officially, but Alex had been working closely with her for months and had caught glimpses of her true form, especially during late nights when she'd slip away to a private chamber, where the strange green glow of her physiology would faintly shimmer through the walls. Today, though, something was different. Her usually controlled demeanor was replaced by restless movements. She paced her office like a caged animal, glancing nervously at the door every few seconds. Her eyes, normally calm and calculating, flickered with an almost wild intensity. Alex shuffled awkwardly at his desk, glancing up from his spreadsheet, wondering if he should say something. "Zara," he finally ventured, knocking softly on her doorframe. She turned sharply, and for a split second her alien nature was evident. Her skin pulsed faintly with a violet hue, and her elongated pupils contracted sharply. She blinked rapidly, as if trying to shake off a sudden surge of discomfort. "I'm fine," she said quickly, voice strained. "Just a lot on my mind." Alex nodded, but wasn't convinced. Over the next few hours, Zara's odd behavior escalated. She kept interrupting meetings with bizarre requests, demanding darkness in the conference room, oddly specific types of food, and insisting that the office be kept unusually quiet. Rumors started swirling quietly among the staff. Was she ill? Stressed? Some whispered it was something else entirely, but no one dared ask directly. Then came the moment that changed everything. At around 3 p.m., Alex was called into Zara's office unexpectedly. The air was thick, heavy with tension. Zara was seated behind her desk, but her posture was stiff, almost unnatural. "Sit," she commanded softly. As Alex sat, she looked up, eyes glowing faintly. "I need to tell you something. Something you won't believe." He swallowed hard, curiosity and apprehension knotting together. Zara leaned forward, voice dropping to a near whisper. "I am in mating season." The words hit Alex like a thunderclap. "Mating season?" he echoed, disbelief coloring his tone. She nodded. "Yes, it happens once every few cycles for my species. When it does, my body and mind change drastically. I'm not in control of my actions as usual." Alex's mind raced. That explained the odd behaviors, the strange requests, the restless pacing. But mating season. It sounded like something out of a sci-fi novel. "Why didn't you tell anyone?" Alex asked. "I was trying to hide it." "It's dangerous, unpredictable," Zara said, eyes darting nervously. Before Alex could respond, a sudden shiver passed through Zara's body. She gripped the desk, her skin flickering rapidly between colors. "It's starting," she said, voice strained. Suddenly, her form shimmered and expanded briefly, revealing glimpses of an alien physiology, bioluminescent patterns across her arms, a faint aura radiating from her. Alex's breath caught in his throat. The next few minutes were chaotic. Zara's behavior oscillated wildly between calm and feral. She stood abruptly and moved toward Alex with a predatory grace, eyes locked onto his. "Alex," she said, voice low and intense, "you must help me. This ritual, it requires a partner." Alex stared, frozen between fear and fascination. "Me? Why me? You're the only one I trust." And then the unthinkable happened. Zara reached out, her hand glowing faintly as she touched his arm. A surge of warmth and electricity coursed through Alex's body. His vision blurred for a moment, and he felt a deep connection forming, unlike anything he'd ever experienced. As the office lights flickered and the outside world faded away, Alex realized his life was about to change forever. Cliffhanger. What exactly is this mating ritual? Can Alex survive it? And what will happen to Zara and their fragile alliance once the ritual fully begins? Alex sat motionless in Zara's dimly lit office, still feeling the strange warmth lingering where her glowing hand had touched his. His mind was spinning with questions. How could this alien mating ritual even be real? Was he some kind of pawn in a cosmic game he barely understood? Zara, now calmer but clearly exhausted, sank back into her chair. Her skin, which had pulsed with otherworldly colors moments ago, returned to its usual soft blue-gray tone, but the tension in the room was far from gone. "You need to understand," Zara began, voice low and steady. "This mating season isn't just a biological event. It's deeply rooted in my people's culture and survival. It's ancient, and it affects everything. Our social structure, our alliances, even the politics of our entire species." Alex leaned forward, curiosity outweighing his confusion. "Tell me everything." Zara hesitated, but saw the genuine concern in his eyes. "My people, the Velari, are an alien species from the planet Vexus Prime. Our mating cycle occurs every 7 years, what you'd call a season. During this time, our bodies release powerful pheromones and energy waves that influence not only us, but also those around us." Alex swallowed hard, imagining what that must feel like. "But why me? Why bring me into this?" "Because," Zara said, voice softening, "you're the only one I trust here. And more importantly, my biology is compatible with humans. More than you might think. That's why I need a partner." The words hung in the air like a thunderclap. Alex's mind flashed back to all the times he'd wondered about Zara's secrets, the strange smells in her office, the odd glow of her skin, the way she seemed almost otherworldly. Now it all made terrifying sense. Zara continued, "The ritual I have to undergo is called the binding. It's a process that links two beings, physically, mentally, and emotionally. For the duration of my mating season, I will need a partner to complete the cycle, or the consequences could be catastrophic for me, for you, and for those around us." "Catastrophic how?" Alex asked, heart pounding. Zara looked away, the weight of the truth clear on her face. "If the binding fails, the energy buildup inside me could spiral out of control. It could cause severe physiological damage, or even death. Worse, it could trigger a chain reaction affecting the entire office, and possibly beyond." Alex felt the gravity of the situation settle over him like a heavy cloak. This wasn't just about alien biology or strange rituals, it was about survival. "Okay," he said finally, voice steady despite the whirlwind of thoughts inside. "What do we do?" Zara smiled faintly, relieved. "First, you need to learn about my people, our history, our traditions, and the science behind our mating cycle. It's the only way you can understand what's happening to me and help me through this." Over the next several hours, Zara shared stories of the Velari culture. She told Alex about their homeworld, lush with bioluminescent forests and towering crystal spires, about their society, which valued unity and harmony with a complex social hierarchy maintained through these mating cycles. She explained how the Velari's mating season was not just a biological imperative, but a social event that ensured the survival of their species. "Each cycle produces offspring with unique genetic traits," she said, "traits that have allowed us to thrive for millennia." Alex listened, fascinated despite the fear gnawing at his gut. It was like stepping into another world. "But why keep all this a secret from your employees?" he asked. "Because," Zara said quietly, "humans fear what they don't understand. If my true nature were discovered, it could lead to panic or worse, hostility. I had to protect my people and this fragile alliance between our species." As the day turned into evening, Alex's initial shock gave way to a strange resolve. He realized that helping Zara was no longer a choice, but a necessity, not just for her survival, but for his own. Suddenly, A sharp knock interrupted their conversation. Zara's eyes narrowed as she signaled Alex to stay quiet. A shadow appeared. At the door, a tall, imposing figure with dark, shimmering skin and piercing golden eyes. Zara's expression shifted instantly from cautious to wary. "Kelthar," she greeted him, voice tense. The newcomer stepped inside, his presence filling the room with authority. "Zara, the council demands you end the binding ritual immediately. They fear exposure." Zara's face hardened. "I cannot. Not now. The cycle has begun. It must run its course." Kelthar's eyes flickered with anger. "You risk everything, your position, your life, and the fragile peace between our worlds." Alex watched the exchange, sensing a deeper conflict beneath their words. "Why is the council so afraid?" he asked hesitantly. Kelthar glanced at him briefly, a flash of disdain crossing his features before he replied, "Because some of us believe that mingling with humans will weaken our bloodline. They want to preserve purity at any cost." Zara's jaw clenched. "They don't understand. This is about survival, not purity." The tension in the room was palpable. Alex realized that this wasn't just about a mating ritual. It was a political battle that could determine the fate of two species. Kelthar turned to Zara one last time. "Think carefully, Zara. Your decisions will have consequences far beyond this room." With that, he exited, leaving a heavy silence behind. Zara sighed deeply. "I'm sorry you had to see this. The council's opposition makes this even more dangerous." Alex nodded slowly. "So, what happens now?" "We prepare," Zara said firmly. "The binding ritual will test us both. But if we succeed, it could change everything, for my people and for humanity." As the night deepened, Alex stayed by Zara's side, feeling the weight of an uncertain future. The mysteries of the Valari were slowly unraveling, and with each revelation, the stakes grew higher. Cliffhanger: as the binding ritual approaches, a shadowy threat lurks within the council, ready to sabotage Zara and Alex's fragile alliance. Can they overcome the political intrigue and survive the dangerous season ahead? The following morning, the city outside Alex's apartment was drenched in early sunlight, but inside, tension thickened the air. Alex sat across from Zara at the modest kitchen table, both lost in thought. The revelation of the Valari Council's opposition weighed heavily on them. What had started as a biological phenomenon was now clearly tangled in political machinations far beyond Alex's understanding. Alex broke the silence. "How many people on your council are against this binding ritual?" Zara looked up, her usually steady gaze clouded with worry. "More than I'd like to admit. The council is split. Some believe the ritual will strengthen our ties to humanity and open new possibilities. Others see it as a dangerous dilution of our bloodline. They fear change." Alex nodded slowly. "Sounds like your world is in as much turmoil as ours." Zara gave a bitter smile. "Every species has its struggles. Ours just happen to span the stars." They both knew the path ahead was fraught with danger, but retreat was no longer an option. A secret meeting. Later that day, Zara contacted Alex with a surprising invitation. "We need to meet with someone who can help us," she said cryptically. "Someone who knows the council's secrets." Alex's curiosity piqued despite his reservations. When he arrived at the location, an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city, he was greeted by a figure cloaked in shadow. As the figure stepped into the light, Alex's breath caught. It was Lyra, Zara's trusted advisor and former. A council member who had mysteriously disappeared months ago. "Lyra," Zara said, relief evident in her voice. "We need your help," Lyra nodded. "I've been watching the council's movements. The opposition has plans to sabotage the binding ritual, and if they succeed, it could mean disaster for both our species." Alex felt a chill. Sabotage? What exactly are they planning? Lyra's eyes darkened. They intend to expose your human nature publicly during the ritual, turning it into a scandal that could ignite fear and hatred against the Valari-human alliance. Zara clenched her fists. If that happens, not only will I be stripped of my position, but it could trigger a full-scale conflict between our peoples. Alex leaned forward. So, what do we do? Lyra produced a small device, its surface glowing faintly with alien symbols. This is a veil matrix. It can cloak the ritual's energy signatures from external detection. With this, we can conduct the binding without interference. Zara's eyes sparkled with hope. But it's risky. If the veil fails, the backlash could be worse than ever. Alex swallowed his fear. I'm in, whatever it takes. Preparing for the ritual back at Zara's office, preparations began in earnest. The sterile corporate environment transformed into a chamber filled with alien artifacts, glowing crystals, and intricate devices humming with unfamiliar energy. Alex watched as Zara moved with purpose, her usual composed demeanor replaced by an intense focus. The mating season had reached its peak, and time was running out. Despite the surreal circumstances, Alex felt a strange connection growing between them. The physical and emotional stakes were unlike anything he'd ever experienced. "Are you ready?" Zara asked softly. Alex nodded, though uncertainty gnawed at him. "Remember," she said, "the binding will link us in ways you can't imagine, mind, body, and soul. It's not just physical. It will expose your deepest fears and desires." Alex took a deep breath. "I trust you." As Zara activated the veil matrix, a shimmering field of light enveloped the room. The air thrummed with energy, and Alex felt a sudden surge coursing through his veins. The binding begins. The ritual started. Slowly, an exchange of energy, subtle at first, then growing in intensity. Alex's vision blurred as he felt his consciousness merge with Zara's. Visions flooded his mind. Ancient Valari landscapes, starships soaring through cosmic storms, and cryptic symbols etched in light. But amid the beauty came shadows. Dark. Memories, fears of loss, and the haunting faces of council members who opposed the Union. Zara's voice echoed in his mind. "Hold on. Don't let the doubts consume you." Alex clenched his fists, fighting the mental onslaught. Slowly, he found a steady rhythm, their energies sinking. The room pulsed with radiant light, and for a moment, everything felt perfect. A fusion of two worlds, two souls intertwined. The sabotage suddenly, alarms blared. The veil matrix flickered, and the protective field wavered. "They're trying to break through," Lyra shouted, rushing to stabilize the device. Alex's vision darkened as a surge of hostile energy invaded the space. He felt a violent shove, a raw force aimed at tearing their bond apart. Zara screamed, her form flickering between clarity and distortion. Alex fought to hold on, summoning every ounce of strength and trust he had in her. The room shook violently, and a brilliant explosion of light filled the space. When the chaos subsided, Alex opened his eyes. Zara lay collapsed but alive, her breathing shallow but steady. The veil matrix lay shattered. Lyra's voice was grim. "They've sabotaged us, but we survived." Aftermath and resolve. In the quiet that followed, Alex helped Zara to her feet. "We made it," he whispered, though exhaustion pulled at his limbs. Zara nodded weakly. "But the council won't stop. They'll try again, and next time they may succeed." Alex looked around the ruined chamber, determination hardening in his chest. "We'll stop them." Zara smiled faintly. "Together." Cliffhanger. As the council's shadowy forces close in, Alex and Zara discover a hidden traitor within their own ranks. With time running out, can they expose the betrayal before it destroys their fragile alliance and their very lives? The fallout from the sabotaged binding ritual hung like a dark cloud over Alex and Zara. The shattered veil matrix lay as a stark reminder that the Council's opposition was more ruthless than they had imagined. But what chilled Alex the most was the gnawing suspicion that the true danger didn't only lurk in shadowy council chambers, but perhaps much closer to them. An uneasy alliance back in Zara's apartment, which doubled as her temporary command. In center, Alex paced restlessly. The weight of the failure pressed heavily on his shoulders. Zara sat on the couch, her usually sharp eyes clouded with fatigue. "We can't trust anyone," she said quietly. "Especially not now." Alex stopped, looking at her. "Do you really think there's a traitor in your own group?" Zara nodded, voice barely above a whisper. "Yes. The sabotage wasn't just an external attack. Someone fed them information, gave them access." The realization hit Alex hard. If one of Zara's trusted allies was working against her, it meant their mission was in jeopardy, and their lives. "I want to help find this person," Alex said with conviction. Zara gave him a faint smile. "I was hoping you'd say that." The hunt begins. Zara activated a holographic display. Faces of council members, advisors, and key allies appeared, arranged in a web of connections. "Look closely," Zara said. "Someone has been leaking. Details about our plans, our locations, and even the Veil Matrix's design." Alex studied the faces, his eyes narrowing. Each person carried the weight of responsibility and potential guilt. "We need to dig into their recent activities," Alex suggested. "If we can find anomalies, patterns, anything suspicious." Zara nodded and keyed in commands, summoning logs of communications and access records. The room hummed with alien tech as lines of data streamed past. Suddenly, a name flickered repeatedly in red. Kalen, Zara's second-in-command and most trusted advisor. Alex looked at Zara sharply. "I thought you trusted him." Zara's face tightened. "I did, but the evidence suggests otherwise." Confronting Kalen the next day, they arranged a private meeting with Kalen in a secure facility far from prying eyes. Kalen entered, calm and collected as always. His dark eyes flicked between Zara and Alex. "Why the sudden distrust?" he asked, voice smooth but guarded. Zara leaned forward. "We have reason to believe you've been leaking information to the opposition." Kalen's expression didn't change, but his eyes grew cold. "That's a serious accusation. What proof do you have?" Alex stepped forward. "Access logs show you were the only one to enter the chamber right before the sabotage. Communications records link you to a known council dissident." For the first time, a flicker of hesitation passed over Kalen's face. Zara pressed on. "Why? Why betray your own people, your own queen?" Kalen's gaze hardened. "Because sometimes survival means making hard choices. You and your human influence threaten everything we've built. I'm protecting the Valari legacy." A fight for truth. Before Alex could respond, Kalen lunged towards Zara with unexpected speed. Alex reacted instinctively, grabbing Kalen's wrist and twisting it until a sharp crack echoed through the room. "Stop!" Zara shouted, holding up her hand. Kalen smirked despite the pain. "You can't stop the inevitable. The council will fall, and the true Valari will rise again." Alex locked eyes with him, anger and disbelief swirling. "You're blinded by fear. There's a new path now, one that includes humans, not excludes them." Kalen spat on the ground. "You'll regret this alliance." With a final glare, he stormed out, leaving behind a trail of tension and unanswered questions. Secrets revealed. That night, Zara and Alex sifted through more data Kalen had tried to hide. Among encrypted files, they found disturbing plans for a coup. A faction within the council was preparing to overthrow Zara's leadership by any means necessary. But the most shocking discovery was a recorded message from a high-ranking council member, someone neither Zara nor Alex expected. The message revealed a chilling truth, an ancient prophecy predicting the end of Valari dominance if they interbred with humans. Your alliance isn't just political, it threatens their entire belief system, Zara whispered, eyes wide. Alex felt a shiver run down his spine. This wasn't just a power struggle anymore. It was a war of survival for their very identities. An unexpected ally, just when hope seemed thin, an encrypted communication arrived from an unknown source. "We have been watching," the message said, "and we believe your cause is just. Meet us at the coordinates attached. We can help." Zara studied the coordinates, an abandoned research station deep in the outskirts of the city. Alex raised an eyebrow. "Who could this be?" Zara shook her head. "I don't know, but if they truly want to help, we can't ignore them." Journey to the research station. The next evening, Alex and Zara set out under the cover of darkness. The streets outside were eerily quiet, as if the city itself held its breath. At the station, an old rusted building with shattered windows, they found a small group waiting, scientists and former Valari officials who'd been ousted for their progressive views. "We're the Guardians," the leader said, "a secret group dedicated to preserving the Alliance and preventing the Council's extremist faction from destroying everything." Zara stepped forward, relief mingling with suspicion. "Why help us now?" The leader smiled grimly. "Because we believe in a future where Valari and humans survive together." New hope. That night, surrounded by new allies and fresh technology, Alex and Zara felt a spark of hope ignite. Plans were made to expose the Council's extremist faction to the Valari public and protect the binding ritual from further attacks. But danger lurked just beyond the horizon. The shadow of betrayal still stretched long, and time was slipping through their fingers. Cliffhanger. As Alex and Zara prepare to face the Council's faction head-on, the true mastermind behind the sabotage reveals themselves, and it's someone far closer than either of them imagined. Can they survive the ultimate betrayal before the fragile alliance crumbles forever? The quiet hum of the research station was broken only by the faint tapping of fingers on holographic interfaces as Alex and Zara pored over data, desperately trying to piece together the next move. The Guardians had been invaluable, their advanced tech and insider knowledge helping expose the Council's extremist faction little by little. Yet the true mastermind behind the sabotage remained a mystery, and that shadow grew heavier with each passing moment, unearthing the betrayer hours after. The meeting. Zara sat in the dim light of the station's command room, staring at the encrypted communications that Kalen had hidden. Among the tangled web of codes and files, she found something unexpected, a fragment of a conversation between a council member and an unknown figure. The voice was disguised, but the words cut clear through the static. "Ensure the binding. Fails," the voice hissed. "The alien influence must not grow." Zara's heart pounded. The speaker was someone who feared the merging of their world with humans more than anything else. "Who is this?" Alex asked, leaning over her shoulder. Zara's finger hovered above the data. "I'm going to find out." The Web Titans. Their investigation led them to a secure vault within the council chambers, a place supposedly inaccessible to all but the highest-ranking officials. With the Guardians' help, Zara and Alex infiltrated the chamber late one night. The vault was a cold room filled with ancient relics, data crystals, and hidden files dating back centuries. Among the relics, they found a recording device still active. Zara pressed play, the room filled with the familiar voice of Lyra, Zara's mentor and one of the most respected council elders. "Tonight marks a new dawn for the Valari," Lyra's voice echoed, "but only if we can eradicate the alien infestation. The binding must fail. The survival of our race depends." On it, Alex's eyes widened. Lyra, she's behind this. Zara swallowed hard. She's been playing us from the start. A mentor's dark secrets memories flooded Zara's mind. Lyra's wise words, her guidance. But now those memories felt like poison. She convinced me the binding was necessary to save us all, Zara whispered, voice shaking. But she was, hiding her true intentions. Alex placed a steady hand on her shoulder. We can stop her. But Zara knew it wouldn't be easy. Lyra was powerful, with influence that extended into every corner of Velari society. An impossible decision d'etat. Guardians advised caution. Lyra's followers are deeply embedded, their leader said. A direct confrontation could ignite civil war. Zara nodded, but doing nothing means certain destruction for our alliance. Alex looked at her with fierce determination. Then we fight, not just for us, but for a future where Velari and humans can coexist. The decision was made. The betrayal deepens. In the following days, Zara received strange messages warning her to stop meddling. Then, an attack on the research station nearly killed several Guardians. The assailants were ruthless, precise, clearly trained and heavily armed. Alex fought alongside Zara, their bond strengthening amid chaos. But as the dust settled, a horrifying truth emerged. One of the Guardians was missing. The traitor among the Guardians, the group gathered to discuss the breach. Someone betrayed us, Zara said grimly. We have to find out who. Alex's eyes scanned the faces, friends, allies, yet suspicion hung heavy in the air. We'll run diagnostics. On the station's security logs, the Guardian leader said, but be warned, the traitor is cunning. A deadly encounter. While scanning data, Alex discovered an encrypted file hidden in the missing Guardian's personal terminal. He opened it cautiously. The file contained detailed plans to assassinate Zara during the upcoming council assembly. A plan to install Lyra's loyalist as the new leader. Alex's blood ran cold. We have to warn Zara, he said urgently. But before he could move, the lights flickered and went out. Ambushed in the dark shadows moved swiftly through the station's corridors. Alex found himself cornered by armed attackers, masked figures who moved with lethal precision. A fierce fight broke out. Alex's training and instincts kept him alive, but the attackers outnumbered him. Just as a blade came down, a flash of light and a piercing scream filled the air. Zara's rescue Zara appeared, wielding an energy staff with deadly grace. "Get down!" she shouted, knocking the nearest attacker unconscious. Together they fought side by side, two warriors bound by trust and a shared mission. After the skirmish, they retreated to the command room, breathless but alive. Facing the hard truth, sir. Running out of time, Zara said. The council assembly is in 2 days. If the assassination succeeds, the alliance dies. Alex nodded. Then we expose Lyra and her plans before the assembly. But Zara hesitated. This won't be easy. Lyra's influence is vast, and many still believe in her vision. Alex looked at her, determination burning bright. We'll face them together. The council assembly. The grand chamber was filled with tension. Velari leaders gathered under the glowing dome, their eyes wary and voices hushed. Zara stepped forward, flanked by Alex and the Guardians. She took a deep breath and addressed the assembly. Lyra has betrayed us all, she declared. She seeks to destroy the alliance and maintain a divided, fearful society. Gasps and murmurs rippled through the crowd. Before anyone could react, holographic evidence flooded the chamber, recordings, messages and data exposing the conspiracy. A shocking twist. Suddenly, Lyra appeared, her presence commanding. I did what was necessary to protect our people, she said coldly. You've been deceived by human influence. Zara stepped forward, voice steady. Protection doesn't mean destruction. Unity is our strength. Lyra's expression twisted in fury. In that case, you leave me no choice. Cliffhanger. As Lyra signals a hidden weapon to activate, the chamber plunges into chaos. Alex and Zara must act fast to save the Alliance, but the ultimate sacrifice may be closer than either of them imagined. The Grand Chamber was on the brink of collapse. Lyra's eyes blazed with fury as she activated the concealed weapon, a pulse emitter designed to sever the binding between humans and Valari permanently. The device's ominous glow spread through the room, promising devastation. Zara's heart thundered. This was the moment their future would be decided. Chaos erupts. Sparks flew as the chamber plunged into turmoil. Council members scrambled, shouting orders, some fleeing in panic. Alex grabbed Zara's arm. "We have to shut it down now." Zara nodded, adrenaline surging through her veins. The Guardians formed a protective shield around them, holding off Lyra's loyalists, who poured into the chamber like a storm. Race against time, Zara sprinted toward the weapons control panel. Dodging debris and attacks, her fingers flew over the interface, trying to override the pulse emitter. "It's locked with an ancient code," she shouted to Alex. Alex scanned the device. "I'm working on it. Keep them off me." The attackers pressed harder. Every second counted, a sacrifice revealed. Suddenly, a piercing scream filled the room. From the shadows emerged Kalen, the missing Guardian. His arm was badly wounded, blood staining his armor. "I'm sorry," he gasped. "I was captured and forced to help them. But I managed to sabotage the weapon's core." Zara's eyes filled with tears. "You risked everything for us." Kalen smiled weakly. "For the future. For all of us. Final override." With Kalen's sabotage, Alex found a back door in the weapons code. He quickly entered commands, overriding the pulse emitter. The ominous glow flickered and died. The chamber fell into an eerie silence, Lyra's last stand. Lyra's face twisted with rage and disbelief. "This isn't over," she snarled. "You may have won today, but fear will always divide us." Zara stepped forward, voice calm but resolute. "Fear is a weapon, but love and unity are shields. Together, we can build a future where humans and Valari thrive. A new beginning this ship." Council voted unanimously to dismantle the extremist factions and strengthen the binding alliance. Zara and Alex were appointed as co-leaders of the new Unity Council, a symbol of hope and cooperation. The Guardians pledged to protect the fragile. Beated reflections months later. Standing beneath the twin suns of Valari's homeworld, Zara looked toward the horizon. "Do you think we'll ever be truly safe?" she asked Alex. He smiled. "Safety isn't about never facing danger. It's about standing together when it comes." Zara nodded, feeling the weight of their journey and the promise of what lay ahead. Final lesson. The story closes with a message that echoes across galaxies. In the face of fear and division, the greatest strength lies in unity, trust, and the courage to embrace the unknown, for only together can we overcome the darkness and forge a future worthy of all our hopes.